Cardano has a lot of things going for it. In today's video, I want to cover some of the things going for Cardano that are, in a way, a golden ticket to mass adoption, especially when comparing it to the rest of the cryptocurrency space. First things first, if you want to earn passive ADA on your ADA, you can stake it with the Jack stake pool. Now, in today's video, first thing, we're going to look at an article. And the title of the article is Why More Networks Should Imitate Cardano, not be intimidated necessarily, but imitate it when it comes to writing and shipping code. And this article was written on the basis of one of the Solana co-founders, or founders rather, basically making fun of Cardano a year ago from 2021, saying how it's too slow, they never ship anything, and they're trying to build a cathedral. Well, the cathedral is being built quite well so far, and obviously Cardano is being built slowly, right? That is the whole point of Cardano, to, in a fast-paced environment, keep funds safe. And obviously with DeFi and people making their own protocols, not every single piece of code is going to be that Cardano certified piece of code. We are going into open source solutions. We are going into things that people obviously need to double check, and there is going to be exploits. There already has been exploits found in major dApps on Cardano. But the golden ticket being that people care about it in Cardano. People are not just here to go fast and break things like they are in a lot of other blockchains. Cardano is really known for taking things slow and building things out safely. That's the ethos behind a lot of it, and that's the reason why a lot of people in Cardano are in Cardano to begin with. Not only is this being built code for financial use, people want to use this for their everyday lives, they're also building people's identities on top of Cardano and other things which are very important and need to be taken quite seriously, because mistakes on people's identities or life savings obviously is not something we want to see a repeat offense of on any blockchain. And hopefully not an initial offense of it either, especially when it comes to Cardano. They also mentioned in this article, which I mentioned in yesterday's video, that Cardano hasn't been shut down for the nonstop 5 years it's been running. Solana, on the other hand, has experienced multiple downtimes in the past month alone. So something to be said there. Of course, these two protocols are two completely different things. Cardano is aiming to be not just for the people who want to make money, but for people who want to do a lot of things and also bring a lot of things to other parts of the world, banking the unbanked, and so on and so forth, bringing identity to the people without identity. Solana to me is like an Instagram kind of model, or a social media giant preaching itself to the people who can actually use social media. Solana is not for the people in underdeveloped parts of the world. Cardano is that blockchain, not Solana. So when it comes to comparing things, it does seem like apples and oranges. Yes, they are both blockchains, but to be honest, they are completely different use cases for each blockchain. Although myself, I will stick to Cardano. The founder of Cardano, Charles Hoskinson, also responded to the video and basically said, so the primary criticism for Cardano is that it writes software carefully when billions of dollars are at stake from millions of users and thousands of businesses rely upon the infrastructure for their livelihood. Basically, yes, Cardano is taking things slow because this is a serious matter. Things are at stake here. And it's not just people staking their Cardano to stake pools. More than that, businesses, identities, and people's money are all laying on the fact that hopefully this code was written with some peer review and it has a lot less exploits and bugs than the other blockchains which have been exploited heavily. So to me, the golden ticket for Cardano is that it's taking its time, and Cardano, while doing that, will appease a lot of regulations that are coming heavy down on cryptocurrencies that aren't thinking about these things as much. Not only that, Cardano is positioning itself and has already positioned itself to work with nation states and bring identity to people who don't have it, but also bring better banking solutions overall, period. With all that being said, mass adoption can become a lot easier when a blockchain is respective to the people who are going to be adopting it. Not only are users being onboarded every day, but people are coming into a space that is so fast and so crazy where they find Cardano and they see something that is a bit more secure and cautious with how they proceed with development. This to me is very good. Also, not to mention, there's 3,000 stake pools on Cardano and thousands and thousands of relays, thousands and thousands of people running their own nodes to have their own track of the public ledger and more, decentralizing the network. So even if Cardano goes off the rails a bit in some regulatory places, which I don't even think it is going to be doing that. The effort mostly for the main blockchain of Cardano's development is going to be following regulatory guidelines and trying to do its best to stay within those really gray lines, even if it goes aside of them though. The ability to take Cardano down, the whole blockchain, is nearly impossible, and I just don't think it's going to happen with 3,000 stake pools and thousands, if not tens of thousands of nodes or relays running to maintain Cardano. A few more interesting things for today's video that I want to share with you guys is the fact that yes, Cardano's transaction volume is still pretty insane. This obviously is counting the extended UTXO model with Cardano, so likely things like restaking, people basically whales restaking and things like that do get transacted and accounted for this volume. So this number, yes, is a bit swayed, but pretty much every metric in crypto is a bit swayed for the blockchain, how transactions per seconds work, and the methodologies behind defining a single cryptocurrency or single blockchain are going to differ blockchain to blockchain. This isn't one end-all be-all platform because one number is bigger, it is better than the other. So keep that in mind. But I also want to mention that within the extended UTXO model for Cardano, we do have a very exciting piece of news here, and that is on input endorsers, which I made a whole video about yesterday. It is Cardano will not be stopped. Make sure you check out that video. But basically, that video is talking about blocks per blocks, pre-constructing blocks ahead of time to pack them with more transactions, upping the throughput of the chain, and also what's next? Chain per chain? Yes, actually that is next, with Hydra heads inside another Hydra head with layer 2 scaling. So a lot of promising things coming for Cardano. We already have transactions per transaction. If you didn't already know, one transaction that includes, say, 20 other transactions outbound, things like that. There's a lot of things that are inside of Cardano that, to me, are golden tickets to get adopted with the high throughput and higher TPSs coming with scaling and all of the other solutions, on top of this amazing bedrock of secure code that is shipped with a peer-reviewed process and more. I do think that the foundations for people coming into the space are growing here, and they are very good soil to grow on. Before we end the video, I also want to take a look at the 2021 and 2022 Cardano Foundation goals. Keep in mind, these are the CF or Cardano Foundation goals, not necessarily just everything that's going to happen in Cardano, but these are what some of the founding partners of Cardano are working on. For 21 and 2022, we have already obviously passed 2021. It is all about onboarding banks, and that is pretty big because usually in crypto, they're your enemy. So that's going to be huge. Introducing supportive libraries and tools for amazing use cases inside the Cardano ecosystem, making the decentralized governance part of Cardano, where people can be funded using treasury funds that are taken from transaction fees of the network, using those funds and making the catalyst that utilizes those funds even better and improving the voting process for a better democracy over there. And also increasing interoperability for financial inclusion. As I mentioned, bringing more users in a safer or more respected way. They're not trying to throw them into the wild, wild west of crypto. They're trying to throw them in a new system that treats them right and gives them a benefit. There also is the launch of a developer portal coming, and I believe that might already be here actually, and a number of third-party updates. So that's pretty interesting. But something even more interesting is taking a look at the high-level goals, the 2026 and beyond goals, the goals that are planning for quite a bit in the future. First off, 1 billion users. I think I've said that on the channel many times before, but 1 billion users is a goal. And this isn't just going to be from North America and all the people that are probably using Solana. This is also going to be coming from people who are given identities and put into the Cardano ecosystem because it actually benefits and enhances their life. As I mentioned, enhancing people's lives, a suite of services for a nation, not a city, not a town, whatever, a nation. Okay, so that's pretty big. Obviously, these are high-level goals. I don't know when everything's going to come together, but the seeds are being planted for sure this year, last year, going forward, and next year. And I really am excited reading these things, hoping they do come to fruition, which I really do believe they will. That's the reason I'm making videos on Cardano every single day. On top of that, we have ongoing assistance for regulatory frameworks. This is pretty big, as I've been mentioning out through the whole video, that Cardano is going to be trying to appease to lawmakers and stay inside of guidelines wherever it can see fit. And this is going to be pretty big for the longevity of Cardano and the acceptance inside nation states which have stricter guidelines. That's pretty awesome. A decentralized protocol stack, that's also very helpful. And 10 Fortune 500 companies plus over 1,000 SMEs, which if you didn't know, I had to Google it as well, is going to be small and mid-sized enterprises, basically businesses that maintain revenues, assets, or a number of employees below a certain threshold. So not exactly Fortune 500 companies, but still businesses that can run on Cardano and integrate Cardano to their systems to help them run and maintain the business. And that's all for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys also see the golden ticket that Cardano has been building over the past few years. Really, it's more like a golden seed that has been planted long ago. And I really am excited to see where Cardano goes next and how it progresses over the years. I'll be holding my ADA pretty much all the time, every day. Sometimes I even sleep with it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.